Up next, the Pistons taking on the Bulls. For Detroit, a standout first half of the season has them in first place in the East, a position they don't want to let go of. Bulls, Pistons, and we'll be right back for the tip-off. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. With Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson, this is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines tonight, Allie LaForce. A moment here now to see the numbers for him.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
A look at the Bulls starting lineup. White on the wing along with Okoro. Vucevic is out there with Buzelis. And it's Jones in at the point. And for Detroit, Holland is out there with Thompson. Then there's Isaiah Stewart. Then it's Duncan Robinson. And it's Cunningham in at the point. Bringing this a fun time of year, mid-season basketball. From award races to juggling playoff pictures, it's terrific.
Yeah, you really get to see things taking shape. I like watching teams rise up and make the unexpected run. Makes the league so much more interesting.
And it's White missing. Cunningham against Jones. Here's Thompson. Takes it inside. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham.
So fast of foot, on the run, Osir, tough to catch.
Here's Buzelis, and then Buzelis with the dunk.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand, and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. And there's the call on Jones. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Holland. No good from outside. Pass to Jones. Over Cunningham. And stolen by Thompson. Now Robinson. For the three. Doesn't go that time.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, there was a bit of uncertainty over the summer about whether the Bulls would stick with Billy Donovan or not. He also received some interest from the Knicks, but that was cleared up when the organization chose to extend him on a multi-year deal. It cements his role with the team as they continue to build. Guys, the Bulls have committed to Billy Donovan for the long haul.
He knows his stuff. Hey, Shams, thank you very much. Pass to Holland. Robinson on the wing. Fires the three. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first two attempts. Now 1 for 3.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Thompson with the rebound. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. Stewart with it. And it's Buzelis picking him up. A three-pointer is right on target.
And you see that motion shot. Cunningham very consistent from distance.
Chicago trailing here. Going inside. Jones kicks to Vucevic. Rebounded by the Pistons. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with the win.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnover.
This defensive game plan is easy, keeping it the same, making them change things.
Now here's White, trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in that loss to Boston. Okoro, Thompson with the rebound. And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Cunningham's shot is off. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. There's Vucevic, and Vucevic throws it down.
That's just an aggressive finish by Vooch. Once he gets strong inside positioning, he's looking for the finish.
The Pistons have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Thompson passes to Stewart. And the dunk by Stewart.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
Vucevic finds Okoro. Back to Vucevic. Banked in off the glass.
On the interior, Vooch, look, this man has so many moves to account for.
Pistons have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Pulls up from the corner. Here's Holland. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Yeah, you think you got to stop, and it's wasted because of sloppy work on the glass. You literally practice that every day.
And this young Pistons team, GA, you and I love them, building around toughness.
Yeah, offensively, attacking the paint, defensively, where they are engaged. And they'll send you to the foul line quite a bit, but it's a product of that hard-nosed style.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. All Reeds checked in for Holland, and Karis LeVert subbed in for Thompson. For the Detroit Pistons, they won their last contest, that game against New York. Bulls moving the ball around. Pass to White. It's stolen by Cunningham. And the dunk by Stewart.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Once he posted away, you knew what was on his mind.
He gets that one.
Yeah, attacking the interior is something White does well. He's crafty, and he makes good adjustments against the defense.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
Vucevic down low. Read on him. Here's White. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. An efficient score. Kobe White effective with or great without the ball in his hand.
And that's a rare quality. A guard who can break you down off the bounce, but also willing to give it up and then zip to an open spot. It just makes him so difficult to defend.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Quinman's checked in. And it's Javonte Green in for Duncan Robinson. And then for Chicago, Jalen Smith comes in for Vucevic. And it's Williams in for Bruce Ellis. Here are the Pistons with the ball. They're on a 16-6 run. And the wide open shot from Green. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist.
And how about the recognition there from LeVert? Coaching staff will appreciate that kind of ball movement.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. Back to the action in just a minute. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
It leads to some easy buckets, and I think it's given them control of the pace in this one.
Bulls trail by 9. On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Carter out there with Dosunmu. Then there's Patrick Williams. Then it's Jalen Smith. And it's Herter in at the 3, the small forward. Here's LeVert after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. To the inside, here's Reed. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. The Bulls are going younger. Coach Billy Donovan said, we don't want to be just stuck in the middle. There's no question about that, but it's always about the integrity of competition. The building out part is identifying guys that are going to help us move forward. Guys, back over to you.
Taking the long view. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. And the Pistons making a change here. Ivy's checked in. Smith outside. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet. Smith's got his first points of the night.
That's just smart basketball right there, finding a way to get a high percentage shot on offense.
And let's by Reed.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. A different look here for Detroit. Holland, he's checked in for Javonte Green. Thompson comes in for Ivy. And it's Cunningham in for Jenkins. Chicago also making some changes. Okoro, he's checked in for Kevin Huerter. White comes in for Dosunmu. And Trey Jones subbed in for Carter. Bulls trail by 9. And Greg, while they need more star talent, the Bulls have had only one top 5 pick in the last 17 seasons.
Yeah, it's like being on the treadmill of mediocrity, right? When that's the case, you've got to outperform your draft position. They've had some good picks in that time, but really no all-star.
And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Pistons.
From the very start of this game, they have been giving the ball handlers trouble, using good pressure to force turnovers and get steals.
And they are also just outworking the opposition in transition. When the break is on, they've continued to find ways to score. And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got his 5th assist in this one. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. White drives in. No good, unable to end this run. Pistons leading by 16. To the middle. Here's Holland. Out to Thompson. Pass to Reed. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Stewart checked in for Detroit. Bulls trail by 18. Smith outside. And Smith with the stuff.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. For Detroit, they've gotten all but one of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. Fires from 18. Cunningham's shot is off.
And he's very confident from that range, but you can't make him all.
Here's White. No good. Great D that time from LeVert. Over in the corner, Cunningham drills it from outside. Cunningham's got 8 points.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Pass to Smith. Now here's Okoro. On the wing, Williams. Now Smith, guarded by Stewart. The 10-footer. And the shot is long.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Cunningham passes to Holland. Cunningham gets the bucket. 10 points for him. And Greg, the way the floor is spaced now, how much would you enjoy playing in this current environment?
I'm lacing up my kicks as you say that. It would have been a lot of fun. But not only do you have more room to operate, defenders practically, they can't touch you.
They are losing because he is struggling so bad, and he has not looked comfortable all game.
LeVert finds Cunningham. No good on the triple. Bulls trail by 21. Okoro passes to Williams, and it's Williams finishing it off.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Robinson's checked in for Holland. The Bulls also changing it up. Vucevic comes in for Jalen Smith. And Buzelis subbed in for Williams. And here are the Pistons now. They're on an 18-6 run. And they double up Cunningham. Here's Thompson. Here's LeVert. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. LeVert's got his second bucket of the night.
And got to push LeVert out of that area because he's very comfortable looking to score from there.
Jones drives in. Basket good.
What I want to know is, where is the rim protection? That was just too easy.
Outside Robinson. Pass to Stewart. And the dunk by Stewart.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness in that.
Jones, the pass to White. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Getting in close and making it count. White showing off his touch.
Thompson outside. Pass to Stewart. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. He is going to go on Buzelis.
And I would not be surprised to see them double him up here.
Detroit shooting their first free throw tonight, and the Pistons making a change here. Hollins checked in. Free throw good. Stewart. The Bulls have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Oh, I love that possession for them, ending with an assisted bucket.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, it's all about clock management with these situations. Let's see how it plays out.
And Buzelis gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And that's a block right there. He swats that ball away with some energy.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
3 seconds left, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And that's how you lead a team, literally.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
Welcome, everybody. The story at the half could be summed up as a dominating performance for the Detroit Pistons.
Their bench came in ready to play. As a starter, that gives you confidence when you have to come off the floor.
Yeah, you know they know the second unit has their backs. Like I've got you guys.
Hard to find a better bodyguard than a 7-foot sheriff. And let's move on to the Eastern Conference standings. The true contenders are beginning to stand out.
Checking out the Pistons, there are some high expectations coming into the season, and they can create a lot of pressure on a team. But they said, we can handle it, and they're proving it.
Yeah, they've got the character and the talent to be a top team in the league.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game, he's been everywhere.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And it's a role we don't always see him in, but he's done a great job tonight getting the rest of his team involved.
That'll be a 5-second call. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Taking a look at Detroit, earning the first place position with a terrific record. And we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And, of course, Chicago, 10 games behind.
And right now for the Pistons, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
Even though some people doubted them, there are just as many people, if not more, who believed in this team from the very beginning. And it's pretty clear right now who was right.
You've got Isaiah Stewart. Robinson is out there with Cunningham. Then there's Holland. And it's Thompson in at the 3 spot. And that's the group for J.B. Bickerstaff as we begin the second half. Now here's Vucevic. He has 6. Stolen by Robinson. And here we go. Fast break. Cunningham's got it. And there's the whistle, called a clear path foul there. Yep. And he'll shoot 2 at the line. The Pistons shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
You know, Greg, after struggling with injuries to start his NBA career, Cade Cunningham is figuring it out.
And the former #1 overall pick in 21. Last season, his first All-Star appearance, and he's only getting started.
Pass to Okoro. Bulls moving the ball around. And it's Vucevic missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Outside, Jones. Now White. And it's Vucevic in the corner. And now the Pistons, fast break. Here's Stewart, and the dunk by Stewart.
You gotta love his hustle, leading the defense. No time to react.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Cunningham. And he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And going back to him being second in assists, it's his ability to control the pace of the game, his peripheral vision. That makes him such a great floor leader. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thank you. Kobe White becoming an offensive focal point, saying it means a lot that my coaches and my teammates trust me. The only thing that can prepare you for this is going through it. For me to become the player I want to be, I need those moments. It's all part of the learning process and the journey. Back to you guys.
All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. They get it back. Thompson finds Robinson. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. To the right side. Outside, White. Robinson pulls it in. Detroit's got the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15.
That's just good fundamentals from Cunningham. When a guy is that open, you gotta get it to him.
And stolen by Thompson. And a wide open look for Cunningham. They get the rebound. Back to Thompson. Second shot opportunity. It doesn't go for him. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Baseline jumper. And it's Vucevic missing. Detroit with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Greg, the Pistons had some decisions to make this summer with some of their veterans hitting free agency.
And with Cade Cunningham making All-NBA and earning that raise, a tighter squeeze financially, not easy to keep a high-performing team together.
And then Buzelis with the dunk.
It doesn't take much to get Buzelis up to the rim. He just pops off the floor and is right there.
Cunningham with it. 16 points for him. Fires from deep. And again, Cunningham missing.
Not his best efficiency this quarter. Look, sometimes that's how it goes.
Okoro, and he lays it straight in. Okoro's got his first 2 points of the night.
And look at the rookie out there facilitating for his team. Buzelis not missing the chance to make his teammates better.
Great open look there.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Here's Jones. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Here's Buzelis, and then Buzelis with the dunk.
Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. Now, he's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that matters. And even though he hasn't been himself, it hasn't affected his team too much. They've still got the lead.
And it's Vucevic missing.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
And Holland gets it to go.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
It's stolen by Jones. And here's the fast break. Here's Okoro.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And Stewart gets it to go. Stewart's got 13 points.
Nice ball movement there. That's how you break down the defense.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. And a different look here for the Pistons. Reedy's checked in for Stewart. Green comes in for Holland. Karis LeVert's checked in for Asar Thompson. And it's Jaden Ivey in for Robinson. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Jalen Smith, he's checked in for Vucevic. Williams comes in for Buzelis. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Isaac Okoro. And it's Dosunmu in for Jones.
Nice ball movement there. Delivered the pass right on time.
Here's Reed. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 7th assist in the game. And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for the Pistons. He's been a major threat from three-point range. Got 2 of them to fall in that quarter. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. And, well, Detroit shooting around 60% on the night. Amazing work offensively so far. On the court for the Bulls, getting this 4th quarter started. They've got Kobe White. Williams is on there with Smith. Then it's Kevin Huerter. And it's Dosunmu in at the 2 guard. Pass to Smith. Some solid defense from Reed. Ivy dishes to Green. Makes it off the glass.
As a playmaker, Ivy has an interesting upside. If he continues to develop those skills, he'd only increase his value.
Huerter with it. He's picked up by LeVert.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
To the paint. Here's Green. Count that one.
It's harder to thread those passes inside, but the reward is evident.
And Chicago shooting at 50% in a decent groove. In the corner, Huerter with it. Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. Outside, White. And that one drops for him.
I love the concentration there by White. He got bumped, and it did not faze him.
Jenkins the pass to Ivy. The 3. Jenkins can't get it to go. The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Smith, no luck.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And it's LeVert missing.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Williams. Green with the rebound. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the 4th quarter. Now, here's LeVert. Down low, the 11-footer. Almost, but it rolls out.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they've just given away.
And out of bounds, the Pistons will take it. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. On Saturday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Los Angeles Clippers. Then on Thursday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
Chicago making a switch here. Vucevic checked in for Smith. Buzelis comes in for Patrick Williams. Okoro's checked in for Kevin Huerter. And Jones subbed in for Dosunmu. And it's Vucevic missing. For Detroit, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Nailed from three-point land.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
White left side. And the rebound goes to the Pistons. Now Jenkins out to the wing. Reed kicks to Jenkins. And again, Detroit with the 3.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Vucevic down low. Reed covering. Will it go? And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Part of the development of White's game, setting up teammates more.
The Pistons have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Jenkins with it. Jones covering. The offensive rebound. Reed. It's good for the 7th time this game. He's shot 7. He has made 7.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
And you can see them just deflate after giving up that score. And they know that they can't dig themselves out of this hole if they're allowing second chance points.
Now here's LeVert. That one falls.
At point blank range, oh yeah. You're not missing from there.
Pass to Vucevic. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pistons.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And they will walk out of here feeling really good about themselves today, guys. A big win over a conference foe they'd split their previous 2 games with.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Cade Cunningham.
And his playmaking is what stood out to me. Effortlessly creating for his teammates.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
Now, here's LeVert. After the miss from Vucevic.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
You have to love their effort. This game wasn't handed to them. They took it.
Now, here's Okoro. Here's Buzelis. Green with the rebound. And Buzelis gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Pass to Reed. Ivy kicks to Jenkins. Here's Reed. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of the crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. Along with Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you so much for watching tonight's presentation. And now,
and going through their pregame warm-ups, trying to get loose and focused here before tip. Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. I'm Brian Anderson, and with me tonight, Grant Hill and Tim Legler. And down on the sidelines is Allie LaForce. Well, a chance to check out some stats for Tyrese Maxey.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
And now the Washington Wizards starters. Chris Middleton is out there with George. Then it's Alexander Sarr. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Coulibaly in at the shooting guard position. And for the 76ers, Maxey and Edgecombe man the backcourt. George out there with Kelly Oubre. And it's Embiid in at the center, locking down the middle. All right, Tim, when you look around the league and you see teams overachieving, what's behind that typically?
Yeah, Brian, typically when you see something like that, it's because a couple of role players have gotten off to a really hot start. The question is, can those guys sustain that over the long term? If that's the case, then that team could take a leap forward.
Maxey against McCollum. Maxey, that's good.
Yeah, the defense made it easy that time for Maxey. You can't give him those kind of looks in the paint.
George outside. Coulibaly finds George. Three-pointer is up. Middleton. It's rebounded by Edgecombe. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
I'll tell you, he is so tough to keep down once he gets near that rim.
Yeah, he can get up even a few notches higher. Now here's McCollum. Offensively, he's been a force. He's putting up around 19 points a game. Lets the three fly. Some solid defense from Maxey.
Great job on the closeout and taking away space against a good shooter.
Here's Embiid. It's rebounded by Washington. Their last game, a win against the Magic, looking to carry it into this one.
They were allowed to ramp up their offense as the defense they faced was barely present.
Yeah, they didn't play down to the level of their opponent. That's not an easy thing to pull off, but they certainly were focused in this one.
And for the Sixers, the growth of Tyrese Maxey has been everything, Grant.
Oh, my. His growth, both with his play, but also with his leadership, has meant a lot. And he has such a joyful energy. It really helps pull this team together.
For Washington, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. There's McCollum with the three. It's hauled in by Oubre. And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Kicks it to George. Philadelphia moving it around. Outside Oubre. Clock at 6. Back to Embiid. Oh, the block shot. Grabs it out of the air.
And as Sarr gets older, he'll learn how to use his length even more.
It's stolen by Maxey. And now the Sixers on the break. Embiid inside. Sarr on him. Embiid misses.
Well, he is fighting through it right now, still looking to get his first make of the quarter, but it's been an ugly start.
McCollum, pass to Middleton. Pass to George. Takes a three. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And Philadelphia making a change here. Grimes is checked in. And here tonight, Grammy Award winner Diplo.
Well, he went to college in Philadelphia. Now, he didn't grow up with a local NBA team in Mississippi, so he adopted the Sixers, and they have adopted him back.
First quarter of play, and we're about 3 minutes in. Maxey against McCollum, and it's Maxey missing. Wizards leading by 4. George for 3. Offensive rebound. There's McCollum with the 3. That's good. His first made shot in 3 attempts.
Man, that is a quick release by McCollum. He got that thing in the air before the defense even realized he had it.
Size and shooting touch, always in demand, Legs, and 2 things that Keyshawn George possesses.
Yeah, he's an interesting combination because he grew up playing point guard, but hit a growth spurt later on. So he's got the vision and ball handling skills of a point, but now he's adding that scoring prowess of an off guard.
A player to watch for sure.
No doubt.
Oh, a high motor in close to the rim. Maxey finding a window and converting.
Pass to Coulibaly.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Now here's Middleton. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. Middleton's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Out of bounds. It'll be Washington's ball. And with a quick break, let's see which rookies are making the greatest impact on the glass. In the 3rd spot, Alex Sarr.
Rebounding is a skill that can easily translate into the pro game. He had a reputation for being good on the boards, and he has certainly delivered on that.
Washington making some changes. Bagley's checked in for Chris Middleton, and it's Carrington in for Coulibaly. Bagley up top. Up and in on the layup.
They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
We've got 1:28 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Maxey. Man, he can't sink that one. He's 2 for 4 in the contest. It's George on the wing. It's George on the wing. Here's Sarr, and that one's good. A nice job on the glass as they picked up 2 on the second effort.
And the long arms of Sarr on full display. You got to keep this kid off the offensive glass.
And here's Washington. They're on a 19-6 run. Here's McCollum. It's stolen by Maxey. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Ooh, nice D from George.
Well, that was a great challenge at the rim and a difficult adjustment to make.
Shot's good by McCollum.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
Now here's George. Yet to see a basket. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Barlow's checked in for Philadelphia. McCain comes in for Tyrese Maxey. And then for Washington, Kispert's checked in for Sarr. Champagnie comes in for George. And it's Johnson in for C.J. McCollum. Man, a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
That's really good work that time by Paul George. He worked for the high percentage look.
Philadelphia shooting their first free throws of the night.
Taking 2 shots.
That one's no good.
Yeah, he was overthinking that. He's usually automatic to the line.
And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. Now Carrington. The kick out to Johnson. The 3 is up. Drummond grabs the miss. Here's Barlow. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. It's Washington up by 15. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
Another highlight for them has been their early ball movement, making quick, decisive passes to set up guys for great looks.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds in time. Now that we're into the new year, how about a check on the Eastern Conference standings? Taking a look at the 76ers, they've put together the 6th best record in the conference. And, of course, the Wizards behind 9.5 games.
Well, right now for the 76ers, what's impressive is they've reached much of their potential this year. The big question, though, people are asking is, do they have what it takes to become a front runner?
Well, I think that extra gear is coming, especially as we get further down the stretch, when you're trying to build momentum for a playoff run.
We've got Paul George, Quentin Grimes out there with Jared McCain. Then it's Andre Drummond, and it's Barlow in at the 4. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Well, Grant, when it comes to exciting young guards who can really fill it up, Trey Johnson's name has to come to mind.
Yeah, no question about it, B.A. This kid can score in a variety of ways, and his confidence is what makes him so dangerous in this department.
Johnson finds Bagley. Back to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Such confidence as a passer. He hits guys in stride. It makes it look easy.
George in the post. And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a three-point play. And at his peak, Paul George averaged 7 free throw attempts per game. Tim, that number's seen a precipitous decline.
Well, in particular, the last few seasons, and I think with his injury concerns, B.A., you understand him being less inclined to hunt contact.
Edgecombe, he's checked in for the Sixers. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. The Wizards are letting their young guys learn on the fly. Guard Bub Carrington said, the whole organization communicates to us often. We drafted you guys for a reason, they say. Don't be scared to make a mistake. Play your game, use the things that got you here, and see if it sticks. Brian, back to you.
Learning on the job. All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Now here's Bagley, giving this team some energy, averaging a little over 10 points a game. He was all alone on that one. And the Wizards lead by 20.
Well, those are the ones you're happy to get every trip down the floor if you can.
Pass to George. Here's Edgecombe, covered by Johnson. And Edgecombe gets it to go. Edgecombe's got his second bucket of the night.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
And so now a timeout called by Brian Keefe. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Well, the Wizards stacking talented young players and draft assets. Not only that, they'll have a ton of cap space next season, which they will likely not use to sign a star free agent, but rather to absorb contracts in exchange for, you guessed it, more draft picks. This front office is continuing to think long-term, guys.
Priority straight. All right, Shams, appreciate the report. Changes for Philadelphia. Embiid, he's checked in for Drummond, and Barlow subbed in for McCain. And then for Washington, Chris Middleton's checked in for Kispert. Coulibaly comes in for Champagnie, and it's McCollum in for Johnson. Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Pass to Carrington. Counted from distance. Carrington's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
You know, if his shot isn't available, Middleton is moving the ball, and he's a pretty skilled passer.
George, left side. Goes back up. Here's Embiid. And Embiid throws it down.
Embiid is owning the offensive glass right now, using his size to dominate inside.
Wizards leading by 19. There's McCollum with the three. That's his third basket in 5 shots. Solid work.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Out of bounds. It'll be Washington's ball. And here's what the Washington Wizards schedule looks like. On Friday, they'll take on Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans. And on Sunday, they'll be playing against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
And for that game against Los Angeles, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more even pairing in the league. That one promises to be a really closely fought battle.
And Washington making a change here. Sarr's checked in.
Every time I watch Sarr, I'm just amazed at how light off the floor he is.
To the inside, and Embiid gets the double team. To the middle. And a lot of spot-up shooters now, adding a one-dribble pull-up three to the repertoire.
Yeah, when you have defenders selling out to contest that catch and shoot, you got to reload, relocate, and let it fly. It's a valuable counter for those long-distance specialists.
Outside Coulibaly from deep. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
And the 76ers call time here. The Wizards making a switch here. George has checked in. Now let's see which squads have been making a real impact with their shot blocking. The real stats, real scores from the real NBA. The Wizards second. In third, Philadelphia.
Well, both of these teams really shine on the defensive end, especially when it comes to their shot blocking. So we could be in for a low-scoring game.
For Philadelphia, they've gotten only 3 of 9 attempts to fall in the second. Here's Edgecombe. No good. Had a chance to win the run there.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
That one's good for 2. And it's 9 points for Chris Middleton.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
And the last few seasons' legs, C.J. McCollum playing mainly point guard, but for his career, mostly at the 2.
Yeah, listen, he can play either, certainly can be a lead guard when he needs to be, but shooting and scoring off the dribble is really his bread and butter, and he can get to it from any angle, any platform, in any situation.
Great player regardless.
Absolutely.
Tyrese Maxey's checked in for George. And Washington with possession. They're on a 20-6 run. Middleton finds McCollum. George outside, launches a 3. Washington again can't hit.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
And Bilal Coulibaly picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. And you look around the league, 30 different organizations, each with their own cultures. What did you look for as a player, Greg?
Well, you know, B.A., winning always comes first. But after that, you're looking at resources and how they care for their players. That's where teams are trying to separate themselves these days.
And for the 76ers, they're shooting 27% in today's game. Not good. And it's Maxey missing.
The other team just looks more in sync and is riding the momentum.
Yeah, it's just time to settle everything down. Get high percentage looks and then D up.
And 1:01 left to play in the second quarter. Pass to Edgecombe. Philadelphia moving it around. Here's Embiid. The shot off that time. Good D by Sarr. A tremendously mobile 7-footer. Great defensive upside, Tim, for Alex Sarr.
And he's still working on his offensive game, B.A., but he has the potential to be a disruptive defensive force with his length and agility.
Oubre, he's checked in for the Sixers. George comes in for Grimes.
Well, the defense should consider themselves lucky there because he's not usually one to miss those kinds of looks.
Yeah, great job by George. Now, part of what makes him such a great wing is his crazy ability off the bounce.
7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Ooh, had a nice open look right there. George has got 6 points.
Hard to win games when you allow clean looks from the perimeter.
Pass to Embiid. And the jam by George.
Well, he's really known to hurt you from deep, but you love to see Paul George attack the rim like that as well.
And here's Middleton. There's the three. That's good. And it's McCollum with the assist. McCollum's got his 6th assist of the night.
He is cooking right now. There is no better feeling. Keep giving him the ball.
And so it's Washington holding a massive 34-point lead to end the quarter. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
I'm here with Nick Nurse, and Coach, I saw you imploring your team to pick it up. Where do you need to be better in the second half?
Well, we're not very good offensively right now. I think we're taking some okay shots, but we got to be a little bit more patient and keep moving it around a little bit. Need multiple paint touches rather than just one. So we just got to do a little bit better job of getting off it and relocating a little bit.
Patience is a virtue. Thank you, Coach.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
Good to see you and welcome. A lopsided game through 2 quarters and a big deficit for the Philadelphia 76ers.
They are out of sync. Too much individual play. They got to work together to create better looks.
Hard to argue with that, given their field goal percentage here. And since we have a moment, let's see what other games are coming up tonight. The Bulls will square off against the Pistons out in Detroit. That's a 7 p.m. tip-off, Eastern Time.
I'm looking for a possible upset in that one.
And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll head back down to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the third quarter.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Really an incredible game from Chris Middleton.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
And that will be the biggest adjustment. They have to force the ball out of his hands, but that's a difficult challenge.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. And Tim, you played your longest stretch with this Washington franchise. How hungry are these fans for sustained success?
Yeah, there's been some lean years, and unfortunately only one banner. Going back to 1978, they are committed to a rebuild in hopes of better times ahead.
And so in the game for Washington, they've got Chris Middleton. C.J. McCollum is out there with Bilal Coulibaly. Then it's Keyshawn George, and it's Sarr in at the 5, roaming the paint. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Thanks a lot, guys. Joel Embiid is trying to stay on the court, and to that end, he's lost weight and he's embraced wearing a knee brace. He said, it's the right thing to do, giving me the support for the rest of my career. It may not look as good as it used to, with the jab or the pull-up and all of that stuff, but it'll still work. Yeah?
Trying to stay healthy. Thanks a lot, Allie.
You know, and with a rare combination of length and shooting, Chris Middleton is a bucket.
Here's George. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. George has got 8.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for. So all systems go here early on. That's 3 in a row since Jump Street.
And Edgecombe, the bucket on the assist from Maxey. 6 points for him.
They have no answer defensively inside.
The Wizards have gone 3 of 3 in this second half. Middleton passes to Sarr. And again, it's Washington.
Great touch from the mid-range by Sarr. He knows he's got to keep drilling it from this area.
Here's George. And it's Coulibaly with a rebound.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Down low. Oubre with a steal. Pass to Maxey. Philadelphia moving it around. Here's Embiid. Washington with a rebound. Now George. Out to McCollum. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. George has got 4 assists in the game.
Yeah, C.J. McCollum showing you no weakness in his game offensively. If he finds any opening on the floor, he is going to take advantage of it. Well, they're winning this game in large part due to how efficient he's been, and it's why they'll continue to go to him.
And Embiid throws it down.
If Embiid gets the ball anywhere close to the hoop, it's an automatic dunk.
How about the motor of Tyrese Maxey, Tim? He just does not quit ever.
He's one of those guys who tracks the most miles run during games. Maxey probably wears out his shoes faster than anyone. Sharp turns, hard cuts. He's always on the move.
McCollum outside. Pass to Sarr. Paul George pulls down the board. George has got 5 rebounds tonight. To the paint. Here's Embiid. Rebound by the Wizards. Sarr's got 7 rebounds in the game.
And it just feels like his poor shooting has been contagious to his entire team as they find themselves trailing.
And teams built to win now don't always have the young pieces that Philly does, Legs.
Yeah, B.A., particularly in their backcourt. Nice drafting and great trades have given them an abundance of talent.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Grimes is checked in. So Washington going with an almost entire new group here. Bagley's checked in for Sarr. Kispert comes in for Middleton. Johnson, he's checked in for George. And it's Carrington in for Coulibaly. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third.
Well, unfortunately, his poor shooting is not helping their case here.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Carrington, no good. The 76ers have gone cold here in this third quarter. Just 3 of 9. It's Grimes on the wing. It's hauled in by Carrington.
Well, the defense was solid right there, but that's just a missed opportunity at the rim.
They grab their own miss. And that one's good. Bagley's got his second basket of the night.
Have to take care of the defensive boards better than that.
Well, you see this all too often. The effort has to be there first. Just hasn't been his night so far, and if he's unable to find his rhythm, this might be a long night for them.
Here's Johnson. Sinks that one from the post. Johnson's got 8.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Well, the way this game is going, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for him.
A shot from the high post, and it's McCollum. That time on the assist by Johnson. McCollum's got 5 points in the quarter. 1:02 left in the third. Pass to Embiid. Embiid drawing the double team. And miss after miss right now.
Really tough quarter for him shooting the basketball.
Outside Johnson. Misses the 3.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Maxey passes to Oubre. Can't cash it in from close range. It's stolen by Oubre. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Inside. Out of bounds. It'll be Washington's ball. And some changes here for the 76ers. Andre Drummond is checked in for Joel Embiid. Barlow comes in for Oubre. And McCain subbed in for Maxey. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Champagne's checked in. Left side Johnson. And that one falls. His 5th basket in 7 tries.
This dude is capable of some memorable moves. He's showing off and having a little fun.
George. And George with the jam.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. And so it's the Washington Wizards. And they're up an insane amount going into the break. And they've racked up a ton of turnovers. More 2K action in just a moment. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Well, coaches love unselfishness, and this is exactly what they're referring to.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got Edgecombe. He's out there with Jared McCain. Quentin Grimes out there with Joel Embiid. And it's Barlow in at the 4. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. There are some big-time players in this league. But who do you think the most clutch players have been over the past decade, Legs?
When you look at these resumes, I think you go with the big 3, LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. But of course, Giannis dropping 50 in a finals performance wasn't bad either.
And I'll throw in the Joker in there as well.
Love it.
And here's Carrington. From behind the arc. And Grimes pulls it down. Grimes has got 4 rebounds in the game. Pass to Edgecombe. Philadelphia moving it around. Here's Embiid. Rebound by the Wizards.
They've shown that power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Right side Johnson. Launches it. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Grimes has got 5 rebounds tonight. Embiid can't hit.
Yeah, keeps on shooting, keeps on missing. Maybe time to go in a different direction.
To drive. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Well, Grant, this is the 3rd season under this front office for the Wizards.
And bringing experience from years working for the Oklahoma City Thunder, their commitment level to building the right way is rock solid.
And, Tim, after a rough season, the Sixers with some lottery luck last May.
Yeah, there was a good chance their draft pick would convey to OKC if it didn't stay in the bottom 6. Instead, they moved up to 3rd, and they were able to draft V.J. Edgecombe, who could be a difference maker.
And he's going to nail these if you give him the space. That's just soft D.
Well, if you're going to give him that shot, he will take it any time.
He really hasn't had it offensively tonight. This team needs him to play better.
Champagne's shot is off. The 76ers have gotten only 1 of 5 to fall here in the 4th. Outside Grimes. Pass to Edgecombe. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. So far, Grant, we've seen some encouraging intangibles from V.J. Edgecombe.
Yeah, you know, he reminds me of Victor Oladipo or even a Dwayne Wade physically. Just an explosive athlete. And I love the way he uses that strength and quickness at the defensive end of the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for Philadelphia. Oubre, he's checked in for Barlow. George comes in for Grimes. And it's Tyrese Maxey in for McCain. He gets it in there.
Well, that is some impressive body control right there on display by Maxey.
Now here's Carrington. Maxey covering from the arc. Champagne's shot is off.
And they're winning this game despite his difficulties at the offensive end.
And the jam by George.
Oh, man, exploding to the rim.
Yep, makes the simple play. And it's Washington with the ball. So far in the 4th, they've allowed just 6 points. Kispert, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
That's the right pass to make. Beautiful job.
Oubre inside, defended by Kispert. Embiid can't hit.
Nothing going his way this quarter offensively. Time to recalibrate.
Tries it from the top of the key. Carrington, no good. For Philadelphia, they've gotten 3 of 8 shot attempts to find the net here in the 4th quarter. Oubre can't. The Wizards shooting it well at 59%. Here's Kispert. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
A point-blank range. That is too easy.
Out of bounds. It'll be Washington's ball.
Wizards ball. Substitution on the court.
And the Wizards shooting only 36% since the fourth quarter started. Here's Johnson. It doesn't go for him. Excellent D there from Embiid. And stolen by Bagley. To the paint. Oh, the big finish by Bagley.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
What a great sequence. You gotta love the effort. That's big time. This is why they will go to him often. He's going to take and make shots.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the Wizards.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And this will push their total wins for the year up to 11.
And boy, did they need to win this game after dropping the first 2 matchups against this squad. Now they can go into the final game of the season series with a ton of confidence.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for C.J. McCollum.
You look forward to playing with someone who doesn't just move the ball, but moves it with a purpose.
Pass to Embiid. And stolen by Bagley. To the middle. Oh, the big finish by Bagley.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
It is never easy to win on the road, but they rose to the challenge.
Pass to Kispert. Fires the 3. Paul George pulls down the board. And a big issue for them, turnovers.
Yeah, you just can't give away possessions in this league.
Wow, that's embarrassing. Come on, just put the ball in the hole.
Outside Bagley. Outside Carrington. Kispert, right side. So we see the Wizards taking the W here. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was consistent throughout. They met every challenge, and they earned this dub.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Grant Hill, Tim Legler, and Ali LaForce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching this 2K Sports presentation.
And out here getting loose, guys going through some drills. We're almost at game time, folks. We've got a battle of the big men inside, Clark. Both teams with talented front courts.
Well, these teams rely heavily on their 4 and 5 guys, Kevin. It's going to be, I think, a lot of fun to watch. So
A quick peek into the locker room as the players get set for the game ahead. Looking to make a big splash here tonight. Hi, and thanks for joining us on 2K Sports NBA action. It's coming up. This is Brian Anderson, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and the Hall of Famer Grant Hill here with me at the table, and Allie LaForce reporting from the sidelines. About halfway through the season, let's take a look at the standings out west. You look at San Antonio, sitting pretty at this point of the season, second place and looking to move to first. And, of course, Los Angeles, a couple spots down.
When I look at the Lakers, they've looked rock solid this season. They just need to stay on target and prepare for the postseason.
Well, look, they've performed to expectation, but I think this team can take it to another level if they get rolling.
And now the Los Angeles starters. We've got LeBron James, Marcus Smart out there with Luka Doncic. Then it's Jake LaRavia, and it's Ayton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for San Antonio, at the forward slots, it's Vassell and Barnes. Fox at the 1 with Castle at the 2. And it's Wembanyama in at the 5. Kept alive. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
Yeah, terrific follow-through from Wembanyama, proving he has a good head on his shoulders.
Here's Doncic. Stan, the big man, Victor Wembanyama, has set a new standard for shot blocking.
Yeah, look, B.A., we've had some great rim protectors in this league, but he can also do it on the perimeter. I've seen guys turn down three-point looks because he's standing in front of them.
James deciding where to go with it. Grant, LeBron has had so much recognition over years. Truly, he might not get enough credit for what he's meant to the NBA.
Yeah, you might be right, B.A. Truly a global ambassador for the game of basketball. He's set the standard for what a superstar can be, really, in any sport.
That one misses. All right, Grant, when your team is in the second game of a back-to-back, do you play it differently?
You know, it depends on what happened in the first game. Did your starters have to play a lot of minutes? Did you get into double overtime? It just depends, B.A. And maybe they're a little too excited today. They need to settle down. They've opened up 1 for 4.
And out of bounds, San Antonio will have it. And now just over a minute played here in the first. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Mitch Johnson. I asked him what lessons he's learned from studying tape on Luka Doncic, and coach told me, well, one thing is you can't force him into anything. Luka plays at the pace that he wants to play at and goes where he wants to go on the floor. But we can try and take away his options, and that should present some obstacles for him. Back to you.
And Allie, thanks. Now here's Fox, trying to make up for his poor performance in that loss to Memphis. And Wembanyama gets it to go.
Well, Wembanyama came into the league as a 3-level scorer, and he's only getting better.
And James gets it to go.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Vassell outside. No good with the triple. The Lakers have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. And it's James James with the jam.
It doesn't get much better than that. LeBron putting some muscle on the slam.
To the inside. And Barnes with a basket. The assist from Fox. Fox has got his third assist of the night. Here's Doncic. Rebounded by Castle.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
The quick crossover. What a move.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Doncic against Fox. And Doncic with the jam.
A guard that can truly do it all. Doncic has tremendous power.
The Spurs have gone 5 of 9 from the floor. And the Spurs willing to be patient with this rebuild. But when De'Aaron Fox became available, Grant, they did not blink.
Yeah, he's just too dynamic to pass up. And still young enough to grow with their core. Now it's about making the pieces click.
Keldon Johnson, he's checked in for San Antonio. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Spurs.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
Yeah, also, you got to appreciate how unselfish they've been. I mean, the ball movement has been impressive, and the assist numbers are off the chart.
And Barnes has got the ball here for the Spurs. It's a 5-point game. Last game matched up with the Grizzlies. A tough loss there.
Yeah, they found some decent looks. The shots just weren't falling. Sometimes it goes like that.
Seems like they did all they could, and sometimes it still doesn't go your way.
And San Antonio making a change here. Sohan's checked in. And then for Los Angeles, Hayes is checked in for James. And Vincent is subbed in for LaRavia. It's stolen by Barnes. Down low. Knocked away. It's stolen by Smart. Here's Hayes. That's in. Coming off an assist from Smart.
Great pass by Smart. On time, on target.
And Sohan gets it to go.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Lakers trail by 7. Takes a 13-footer. Hayes misses. For San Antonio, they've gone 8 for 14 from the floor. Johnson on the wing. Back to Fox. Pass to Johnson. For 3. Knocks down the long J.
I just love the ball move.
Here's Ayton. And Ayton with the stuff.
It's always good to see Ayton going up strong, using his physical gifts.
Fox, the pass to Wembanyama. Out to the right wing. Here's Sohan. No good from the wing.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
And Ayton with the stuff.
Look at those big steps by Ayton on the drive. Just stomping to his shot.
San Antonio leading by 6. Fox with the ball. No made baskets yet. The 3 is up. Doncic grabs the miss. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. And Doncic hammers it home.
So creative on the attack. I like whenever Doncic knifes inside and looks to score.
Fox outside. Double team on Fox. Pass to Sohan. 6 to shoot. The 3. It's hauled in by Luka Doncic. And it's Vincent off the drive. Off target at the rim. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. San Antonio on top, up 4. And we'll bring you the start of quarter number 2 when we return. And And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. What do you guys think about San Antonio here in this one?
Well, I'll tell you what, throughout the first, they did a great job of just running their offense.
Yeah, and I love to see this kind of communication between teammates. Great player movement, great ball movement.
Lakers trail by 4. So on the floor for the Lakers to kick off the second quarter. Hayes is out there with Maxi Kleber. Then it's Gabe Vincent. Then it's Dalton Knecht. And it's James in at the 3, the small forward. One thing people notice about Dylan Harper, he loves to get going downhill.
Yeah, he delights in bullying his way through a defense, using a blend of speed and size to get to where he wants to go.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Spurs talent evaluators first laid eyes on Victor Wembanyama when he was 15 years old, playing on a youth team in France. At that point, the franchise was enjoying its 22nd straight winning season, but the opportunity to just maybe draft a prospect like Wemby gave them the impetus to rebuild. Guys?
Okay, Allie, thanks for the report.
Yeah, and for a guard, Castle loves to take his game in deep and challenge those bigger defenders.
Here's James, and it's James with the jam.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes 2 points, moves on. Now here's Kornet. Still no points. Castle right side. 4-3. Vincent grabs a miss.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Oh, LeBron hammers it down.
Well orchestrated, and then the pass is right on the money.
And here's a timeout from Mitch Johnson. He's going to talk it over with his guys. He's checked in for Johnson. Looking at the 2K leaderboard, here are the teams that have been consistently dominant on the offensive end of the floor over the last month. 4th, the Lakers.
Well, their offensive efficiency has been incredible. It's why no one wants to play them right now.
The Spurs have gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. Pass to Vassell. Fires the 3. Sends it home from three-point land. Vassell's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. And so now a timeout called by J.J. Redick. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Wembanyama's checked in for San Antonio. And the Lakers also making a switch. Doncic checked in. Second quarter basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Rebound by San Antonio. It's off to Boston after this one, where they will face the Celtics. It'll be the start of a 3-game trip on the road. Count it. Wembanyama's got 8.
All too easy for Wembanyama. He feels like no one can defend him inside.
Here's Knecht. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 4 rebounds now. Castle for 3. Count it. 2 for 4 from the field now.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
And slam dunk by James.
Yeah, no doubt about it. LeBron is in attack mode tonight. He's looking to score every time he touches the ball.
All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, the Lakers have been looking for a consistent presence at center, and in DeAndre Ayton, they've acquired a walking double-double and a capable lob threat to pair with Luka Doncic. Ayton has a lot to prove in L.A., I'm told, but this pairing is certainly one to watch.
Quite a tandem. All right, Shams, thanks for the update. 3 minutes of action thus far in the second. Castle outside. Rebounded by the Lakers. Doncic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to James. Stolen by Vassell. Here's Castle. There's the drive.
Yeah, and that's where Castle is most effective, when he's getting downhill and attacking.
Here's James. And slam dunk by James.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, B.A.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team. Now here's Sochan. He's averaging almost 5 points a game. Ooh, too long in the paint. And he's hit with a 3-second violation. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And he shows the focus there. Nails the tee. All right, Stan, Devin Vassell, a proven scorer, now with some experience under his belt. What do you make of him?
Well, he's definitely an interesting player, B.A. The important thing for him is focusing on taking more high-percentage shots.
Johnson, he's checked in for San Antonio. Fox comes in for Harper. And a new group getting ready for the Lakers. Ayton, he's checked in for Hayes. Vanderbilt comes in for Kleba. LaRavia's checked in for James. And it's Marcus Smart in for Connect.
And we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there,
going up top, it's Wembanyama.
I mean, it seems like you could throw it up to Wembanyama on every offensive possession, and he'll slam it home.
Lakers trail by 11. And they doubled up Doncic over Fox. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 rebounds in the game. And Luka Doncic is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Barnes, he's checked in for San Antonio. Castle comes in for Johnson. Vassell outside. Three-pointer off the mark.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
Vanderbilt, no good. San Antonio leading by 11. Castle, the open look. The putback. It's good on the putback. Barnes has got 11.
And I like how they focused on getting high percentage shots, especially after the 3 balls weren't falling early on.
And it's Smart missing. On offense, here are the Spurs. They're on a 17-6 run. Barnes, it's good.
Adds to their lead. They've been able to rely on him all night.
Smart passes to LaRavia. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too. And he'll go to the line. It goes on Stephon Castle. Los Angeles shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
One shot.
And that one misses. Well, Grant, the Lakers captured the 3 seed last season, but only the 8th best point differential in the West. What does that tell you?
It tells me that they overachieved in the regular season. But a team this star-studded has postseason aspirations as well. That's where they'll look to improve.
Well, when you watch Vassell, it's easy to see why scoring comes so natural.
Wembanyama finds Vassell. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. Vanderbilt, the pass to Smart. And Smart goes up strong at the rim.
Well, you can see how comfortable Smart is inside. He doesn't fear anybody.
Vassell outside. This one for 3. And Ayton pulls it down. Now here's Doncic. And the layup is good off the glass. 10 points for him.
That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
And so the San Antonio Spurs earning this break in the action, up 10. Great shot selection right now. Keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. Time for a quick break, then back to the action.
Hey folks, happy you joined us. The action tonight, a bit wild and a big deficit now for the Los Angeles Lakers.
It's not a huge deficit on the boards, but enough to where they're giving away possessions, and that adds up, guys.
Yeah, if they're planning a comeback, better rebounding is where they need to start.
And guys, let's turn our attention to the future, shall we? Here's the upcoming schedule.
Not sure any run of games feel comfortable, but this might be as close as you can get. They're at home against teams that they can clearly beat. This is a great opportunity for them to stack up some W's.
That's it for us. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's send you over to Brian Anderson with the third period.
And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. You know, LeBron James has been exceptional here, guys.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Lakers trail by 10. Barnes plays the 4 with Wemby standing tall in the middle. Castle at the 2 with Vassell at the 3. And it's Fox in at point guard. That's the San Antonio 5.
It just slick there on the interior. Doncic draws the whistle.
Los Angeles shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And one guy you can neither speed up nor slow down. That's Luka Doncic, Grant.
Yeah, B.A. He completely dictates the pace. From the opening tip till the final buzzer, he can control the game. Well, Victor doesn't have too far to go. I mean, he just pops up to the rim, makes it look so easy.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, Victor Wembanyama is trying to gain strength, but he said it's important not to lose your mobility. So bulking up is not a good word. It's more being stable. That's the way to keep going. I don't need to bulk up. I need to get my core stronger. I need to get solid. Back to you.
That approach makes sense. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Spurs lead by 12. Castle finds Fox. On the wing, Vassell. Off the mark there with a 3.
Yeah, really unlike him to have this kind of game from Curry.
Here's James. Ooh, excellent D there from Barnes. And Barnes has got the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs. They haven't given up any points here in the second half.
Well, short corner, an easier 3. Vassell playing the percentages.
Here's James. Rebound San Antonio. Barnes has got 4 rebounds now. And Luka Doncic is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
I have to admit, I mean, it's always a tough decision for the ref on the block charge call.
Out to Fox. Castle for 3. The basket's good. Off the assist from Fox. Castle's got 10.
They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
Let's see some of the numbers here for the last handful of seasons for LeBron James.
And by looking at his true shooting percentage over the last 5 games, you can see how much he's paying attention to his shot selection, and it's showing.
Just over a minute and a half played in the third. Out of bounds as Los Angeles keeps possession. And let's have a look at our rookie leaderboard and see which players were at the top of the assist numbers these last 10 games. Stephon Castle is second.
You love to see a rookie come in and play this unselfishly, putting the team ahead of himself and making a good first impression.
Here's Ayton. Grant, you are a Hall of Fame small forward, so you know a bit about the position. What's key in excelling at the 3?
Well, B.A., you have to be able to space the floor. We almost never see a 3 or even 4 who can't make threes. And on the other end, lots of times you're matched up with quick guards.
And that one falls for Vassell.
Well, you can clearly see Devin Vassell is a player with a ton of enthusiasm. He loves being on the floor, working as a cohesive part of his team to get results.
Well, he's still battling, doing everything possible to keep them in this game.
Pass to Barnes. No good on the 3.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Here's James. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup. James has got 4 points now in the quarter. Spurs lead by 17. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Here's Castle. Fox outside. Beyond the arc. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
The consistency might not be elite, but still, Fox is a legitimate three-point threat.
He shoots it. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama. Castle for three. And Ayton pulls it down. Ayton's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Doncic finds James. And it's good. 2 points. And that's 20 points for LeBron James.
Forget his age. LeBron is still one of the strongest players in the league.
Outside Barnes. Vassell outside. And the three-pointer goes. Vassell's got 14 points.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Here's James. Banked it in off the glass.
Once James gets the ball in close, it's game over. Put up those 2 points.
Outside Barnes. Castle for 3. Rebound, the Lakers.
And they've been able to maintain this lead despite his inconsistency from the field.
James can't get it to go. San Antonio leading by 22. And Grant, offensively, Wemby has a lot of different options. Talk about his game.
Well, put simply, we've never seen a 7-footer with this array of skills. He's an efficient shooter from anywhere, and the length to just about ignore defenders. I mean, he's got it all.
And we may have an injury here. That does not look good.
Yeah, so tough. I mean, guys, I feel bad for him and the whole team. I hope it's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah, this can bring a team together. Guys can step up and try to pick up the slack for an injured teammate.
For San Antonio, Kornet checked in for Wembanyama. Sohan comes in for Barnes. And it's Johnson in for Vassell. Completely new group for the Lakers. Here's a look at the teams that have been aggressive at attacking the glass this year with the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. The Spurs, second.
This team has done a great job of hitting the boards, and they do tremendous work boxing out.
San Antonio leading by 22. 1:24 left in the third quarter. Here's Kornet. The basket's good off the assist from Fox. Fox has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. There's 1:12 left in the third quarter. With the 7-footer. And he can't bank that one in.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Fox for 3. Benson grabs a miss.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Kleber's shot is off. For San Antonio, they've gotten 8 of 14 attempts to go in the second half so far. Three-pointer, Fox. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. Kleber, right side. Pass to connect. Rebound by San Antonio. Johnson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Sohan. And it's good for 2. Sohan's got 6 points.
Yeah, showing a little versatility with their offensive attack. In the first half, it was about the 3-ball. In the second half, they've emphasized interior scoring.
Fox for 3. The shot no good. Devin Vassell has been on display for the San Antonio Spurs. Hunting for opportunities, leading to 9 points in the quarter. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great pass.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. All right, let's find out the news on Harrison Barnes. Allie, what do you have?
Thanks. I did get some news from San Antonio's head athletic trainer. It's his shoulder that's the source of discomfort right now. Diagnosis at this point is that it's just a sprain. And for a team with eyes on a championship, this injury could have serious implications. We will see how it affects them.
Okay, Allie, thanks for the update. Good to get that information.
Yeah, so much changes around the league year to year, but the danger and impact of injury remains largely the same. It's not enough to be good. You gotta be lucky, too.
And so in the game for the Lakers, Maxi Kleber out there with Jackson Hayes. Then there's LeBron James. Then it's Gabe Vincent, and it's Connect in at the 2. Lays it up and banks it in. All right, well, a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Spurs.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And we also got to talk about the number of points they've scored in transition, just jumping all over the opposition in this regard.
Harper passes to Johnson. In your career, Stan, you coach contending teams as well as teams that have little to no expectations.
Yeah, B.A., give me the contending teams. Give me the talent and the expectations and pressure that goes with it. Listen, coaches just want as much chance to succeed as they can have. And when you've got the best players, you've got the best chance to win. And the pressure that goes with it is a lot easier than struggling night in and night out.
That's been LeBron's attitude for years. Don't settle for a jumper when you can attack the basket.
And stolen by Hayes. Left side Connect. Out to James. There's the drive. And slam dunk by James.
Oh, that's just classic LeBron right there. He has a head of steam, onto the rim, and a strong finish. Woo!
Cornette passes to Johnson. Three-pointer. The Lakers with a rebound.
Well, with this team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
And slam dunk by James.
Well, that's his game. When he gets to the iron, he knows he's won.
Pass to Cornette. It's going to be on LeBron James. That's his first foul.
Yeah, he tried to gain position, but couldn't quite get there.
And San Antonio making a change here. Olenek's checked in. And then for Los Angeles, Ayton, he's checked in for Kleber. Smart comes in for Connect. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Vincent. James can't get it to go. The Spurs have gotten 3 of 7 attempts in this fourth quarter to fall. Pass to Sohan. Now Johnson. Here's Champagnie. Just 5 to shoot. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. The Lakers have gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth. And slam dunk by James.
They're improving, but still find themselves behind.
Yeah, it'll take time. They need to keep stringing together positive possessions, and defensively, they need stops.
And so it's Mitch Johnson here calling timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. And now it's time for our presentation of the player of the game, Victor Wembanyama.
And guess what? This was his game all night. I mean, he tore through the defense and almost never took a bad shot out there. Really, a level of offensive consistency most players can only dream of.
Well, they were coming off 2 straight losses, and he put his foot down. He stepped up his game, had a big night, and got them moving in the right direction again. Spurs lead by 23. Here's Johnson. Pass to Harper. There's the double with Doncic. To the inside. Johnson uses the glass on the layup.
Well, we know Johnson can beat you from the perimeter, but there he is working inside.
And here's LaRavia. Nice ball movement by Los Angeles. Here's James. And slam dunk by James.
B.A., when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice. Harper passes to Olynyk. Inside, here's Johnson. Soft touch off the glass. Johnson's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, but Johnson has a skill for putting power behind his motion and forcing his way to a finish.
And there's Doncic. That's good. On the assist from Smart. 12 points for Luka Doncic.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Spurs.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And so hard work pays off with their 26th win of the year.
And with this victory, they have an edge in the season series at 2-1, with one more game to follow against this team.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Victor Wembanyama.
Well, you know, his work on the glass was a key factor, helping to turn the tide as far as the possession game, and so often that's the difference.
An impressive job by this team. And you really can't discount the impact of this crowd here.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Just let the clock run out.
Hey, it's time to celebrate.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
San Antonio ball. Champagne shooting one.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
Number 0, Jordan McLaughlin.
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Johnson. So we see the Spurs taking the W here. We saw two different teams tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump. Once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see how it all came together.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And we present the player of the game, Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner...
We are really in the thick of the regular season now, Greg. You like what you've seen so far?
Absolutely. You can tell that everyone came to play this year. The game just keeps getting more advanced, and the skill level continues to rise.
A look at the Magic starting group. The guard pair for him will be Suggs and Bane. Wagner is in the front court alongside Banchero. And it's Carter in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. A shot's good from Claxton.
There's a reason Nick Claxton has led the league in field goal percentage at least once. This guy is able to get easy looks.
Now, here's Bane. Out to Carter. 6 on the shot clock. A rebound by the Nets. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Claxton, no good. And now, Allie LaForce says something for us from the sideline.
I was able to talk with Jordi Fernandez for a minute. Coach and I talked about the development of Franz Wagner since entering this league, and he said he was someone we watched early on. Even though he didn't end up on our team, the way he's added to his game is incredible. It says a lot about the kind of work ethic that he has. Back to you.
Okay, Allie, thank you. And a wide open look for Porter. Good on the triple.
And a smooth shooting stroke off the catch. Porter clearly excels in those situations.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, the Nets trading this summer for Michael Porter Jr. And after playing a complimentary role in Denver with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, he now becomes a focal point. He said he's not really a big city guy with all the traffic, but listen, he can expect plenty of crowding every time he touches the ball.
He can heat up in a hurry, that's for sure. Hey, Shams, thank you very much. Here's Demon. After the basket by Franz Wagner. Outside, Porter. That's the Demon. Good, and a nice assist from Porter.
Just love the unselfishness there. Keep the ball moving. Good things happen.
Orlando, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And it's Banchero missing. The Nets with the lead. Lets it go with the 3. And Michael Porter good for 3. Porter's got 6.
A high-level athlete with great run and jump ability. Porter finishes well in transition.
Bane, no good. The Nets have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Count it. Porter's got his 3rd basket of the night.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
The Magic trail by 6. Wagner outside. Claxton with the steal. Man with it. Now defended by Bane. Pass to Man. And Clowney can't get it to go. Well, Orlando shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. On the wing, Man. Hits it from 3-point range.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And so the timeout by Jamal Mosley here. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. For the Magic, De Silva's checked in, and Black's subbed in for Jalen Suggs. Here are the Magic now. They trail by 9 points. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Really a disappointing effort. That game could have and should have been closer than it was.
Listen, I don't fault the effort. That was there all night. It was the quality of play that was lacking. There was not a ton of cohesion. They've got to figure it out.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Black. And in the game with Washington, he did not play well. Back to Wagner. We've got 1:28 left here in the first quarter. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Banchero.
And with a moment, let's check out the stats for Michael Porter. He's been dominant over the last month, putting up 26 points per, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch. Someone the other players look up to.
The Magic trail by 9. Well, at 6'10", GA, Franz Wagner provides great versatility to this offense.
Yeah, and he's a solid decision maker, capable of running the show. He's a gifted scorer and playmaker. Plus, he provides matchup problems with that size.
Order outside. De Silva with the rebound. Brooklyn Nets come into this one after a win against the Nuggets.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good now.
Well, give them some credit for taking advantage of a weak defense and capitalizing on every mistake.
Nets leading by 9. Porter looking it over. Screen by Claxton. Porter passes to Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Black, no good. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. It's the Nets. They're up by 11. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Nets pretty much in control here, it would seem.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys have done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Torrey is out there with Thomas. Then it's Williams. Then it's Sharp. And it's Wolf in at the 4. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Outside for Thomas. Sharp. Nice persistence to tip it back up and in.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Here's Black. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
Come on now. That's easy money.
Nets leading by 11. Pass to Sharp. Outside for Thomas. Cranes the three-pointer. Thomas got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
But Cam Thomas is an enthusiastic three-point shooter. This guy will not hesitate.
And for such a young team, pretty impressive how well the Magic defend.
And that's their identity. They are elite at that end of the floor, and they force turnovers at a really high clip.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Well, Jamal Mosley is doing a tremendous job for the Magic, and the players gravitate to his approach. He said, quote, coaching is teaching, and you can't teach yelling and screaming and hollering. You teach with communication and positivity, because that's how I think a lot of these guys will actually register it. Kevin, back to you.
A new school approach, if you will. Thank you, Allie. And so, Jordy Fernandez decides to call timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Changing it up here. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at Orlando, they're down at the 7th position right now. Decent start to the season, but they're looking to make a move. And of course, there's the Nets, 7 games back.
And right now for the Magic, they haven't had the great season that some were expecting, but it hasn't been a disaster. They just need a few things to go right for them down the stretch.
It's an amazing thing. If you can get a couple of wins, generate some momentum, you've got to believe they'll be just fine.
And Suggs throws it down.
Boy, Suggs gets up off his feet in a hurry, finishes that drive with authority.
You know, Doris, whenever Cam Thomas gets the ball, you expect him to shoot it.
You do, Kevin. There's certain guys in the league that always have the green light, and Cam Thomas, one of those guys. This guy legitimately, on a nightly basis, can put up huge scoring numbers.
Porter. And the layup's good off the glass. Porter's got 10 points in the game. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Nets.
Right off the bat, they're going after the ball, looking to jump into the passing lanes and create some steals in transition.
You know, also, they've been incredible on the fast break, taking those chances, playing with great pace.
And Orlando has possession. After Michael Porter made the last three-pointer, and the turnover again by Orlando. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for the Nets.
Nicholas Claxton.
The Nets on offense. They're on a 10-2 run here. Porter inside. And he really played well against Denver. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night. And so the timeout by Jamal Mosley here. Coach needs a moment to talk things over.
Nice try. Nice offense. Bring those goals. Come on. Nobody's really watching. Keep on dancing.
You often hear that the skill level in the league has never been higher, Greg, and some say this is the peak of the game. What do you think?
And I'll tell you this, Kevin, I'm not complaining. If the league can improve upon this, the sky is really the limit.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played, it's Suggs with the drive. Can he keep it going? And that one's good by Porter. Porter's got 9 points now in the quarter.
That mid-range distance, not a problem for Porter Jr. Such a smooth release.
Driving in and finished off by Porter.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim, okay?
Count that one. Thomas got 8 points.
Boy, a very quiet start, but looks like he's starting to find a little something out there.
It's Suggs with the drive. Rebound, Brooklyn.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. Now a look at the stats for Zaire Williams. And the Nets making a change here. Demon's checked in. Orlando also making some changes. Isaac's checked in for Goga Bitadze. Banchero comes in for Bain. And it's Franz Wagner in for Anthony Black. And Wagner's got the ball here for Orlando. And going back a bit, the Nets regaining a lot of their draft picks, Doris, from the Rockets. One of the more interesting trades that we've seen.
Well, they gave away a ton of those picks to acquire James Harden when they believed they had a championship window. And now in recovering them, Brooklyn able to benefit from the draft to try to position themselves for that all-important rebuild?
Get up, Jalen Suggs. This guy also a terrific football player in high school.
Brooklyn leading by 23. Pass to man. Here's Clowney. 1:10 left in the first half of the game. From the arc. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Here's Suggs. The rebound by Demon. Nets shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight. The Magic have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. Banchero, that's good.
And the paint is where you love to watch Banchero work. With his size and athleticism, he can attack so effectively inside.
There's 31 seconds left in the first half. Banchero, that's good. Banchero's got 4 points in the quarter.
Individually, he's trying to lift the team. You've got to love the effort, but thus far, not getting over the top.
Demon, that's good.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
It's his first trip to the line. That free throw missing.
And despite his young age, we know Jalen Suggs has proven to be a tremendous leader. His teammates love playing with this guy.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Nets out in front, running away with this one. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us. It would be an understatement to say it's been a great half for the Brooklyn Nets.
They have been so careful with the rock. Smart passes, tight handle on the ball, really speaks to the focus and discipline.
And that defense, try as they might, cannot disrupt their flow. And we've got the playoff picture starting to come into focus now. So let's take a look at the Eastern Conference.
When I look at the Nets, they hear the clock. Trying to coast through the season straight into the playoffs? Not how it works, fellas. They don't have the talent to pull that off. The effort has got to be there.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Really an incredible game from Michael Porter.
And we saw just how important he is for this team in the first half. He was getting everyone involved.
His fingerprints were all over this, involving his guys with his passes, finding different ways to take advantage of the defense.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Checking out the group for Jamal Mosley to start the second half. Running out on the wings, they'll have Bane and Wagner. Down low, it's Banchero and Carter. And it's Suggs in at the point. Magic shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Here's Carter. Lays it up off the glass. Carter's got the first bucket of the third here for the Magic.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Desmond Bane, a deadly floor spacer, but he said, I have to be respected in a lot of different ways. Don't pigeonhole me into just being a catch-and-shoot guy or a movement shooter. I can score the ball in a variety of ways and do multiple things on the court. Back to you guys.
A lot for sure in his bag. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. The Magic shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
And this Magic team, Greg, hangs its hat on size, on switchability, and toughness.
Yeah, they contest everything and play with real discipline. For a young group, that is uncommon, and it's a big reason they've taken the lead.
And it's Demon missing.
I'm not sure he expected to be that wide open and yet somehow comes away empty.
And the rejection by Claxton. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. Here's Bane. Nothing on the board. Pass to Carter. 5 on the clock. Rebounded by the Nets.
This is frustrating. You come out to start the second half, you've made one of your first 4 shots.
Banchero grabs the board.
This certainly isn't how they wanted to start this half. I mean, just 1 for 5 coming out of the break. That is brutal.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Guys, when you're talking about young players, the first thing I want to know is, do they have the passion and enthusiasm for the game? Franz Wagner, he's got every bit of that.
And he can't hit the second. And in a little over a decade, the Nets, GA, having to rebuild from the ashes of 2 super team iterations.
The short time span between shows how quickly they can turn things around. And with a treasure trove of picks in the coming years, they look to climb that mountain once again.
Here is Carter. Michael Porter making his last shot. And finished off by Banchero.
And what a strong finish from Banchero. His guys love when he throws it down.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Demon. He has 6. Clock at 6. It's stolen by Carter. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Here's Suggs. And he banks in the layup. Suggs has got 8 points.
Jalen Suggs at his best is a real dangerous threat in the open floor.
Pass to Demon. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Porter's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Banchero. Clowney pulls it in. Clowney's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And Suggs throws it down.
This is a demonstration of how dangerous Jalen Suggs can be when he decides to take it to the rack with strength.
Here's Clowney. 8 points for him. Franz Wagner grabs the miss.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And it's Carter missing.
Boy, he just doesn't have it here tonight, and it's had a ripple effect on this team.
Inside. The shot's good from Claxton. He's got 8.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Say what? I said everyone on the team. I see you. Let's go.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And a switcher also for Orlando. Anthony Black's checked in for Jalen Suggs. The Magic have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third quarter. Here's Wagner. Brooklyn with the rebound. Pass to Traore. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Sharp against Carter. And here is Williams. 6 to shoot. That 3 off the mark. To the inside. Carter with it. Now Thomas defending. And it's Carter missing.
Listen, let's not put it lightly. This guy has really struggled here.
Here's Williams.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connected Cam, brought to you by AT&T. Wagner against Williams, and finished off by Wagner.
Ooh, that's on the defense there. Ideal positioning for Franz Wagner to throw it down.
And 1:01 left to play in the third. Floats it up for Williams. Great communication on the alley-oop.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. Here's Black. Carter down low. Defended by Sharp. No good with the layup.
I'll give him a ton of credit here. He is trying to make plays, but nothing right now helping his team.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
The Nets making a switch here. Liddell's checked in. Now, here's Thomas. He's got 8. The shot's good.
That's agility and touch. Cam Thomas gets that to fall inside.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. And Wagner drives in and finished off by Wagner.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Over in the corner, Williams, all alone. Here's Wolf. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Wolf got his first basket.
Well, this is what he does. Find ways to make his presence felt, and this time on the offensive glass.
How about the hustle on display there? That kind of effort will earn respect from everyone.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. They've got Traoré. Williams is out there with Wilson. Then it's Thomas. And it's Wolf in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's the Nets 5. Williams with the ball. Picked up by Suggs. Traoré gets the bucket. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Nets.
I like their defense tonight, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
Williams with a clean look, and it's off from three-point range. And so Wagner will bring it up for the Orlando Magic. Pass to De Silva. Over Wilson. De Silva, no good.
This guy's such a talented finisher, but the D does just enough.
Thomas, it's a wide open look. His three-pointer's off the mark. And for the Magic, they're shooting at 51%. Really solid. Deflects the pass. Here's Bitadze. He's guarded by Williams. Bitadze can't hit. The Nets have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. That one good for 2. That's 12 points for Cameron Thomas.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Three-pointer. Again, Thomas missing.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since.
Here's Traore. He's covered by Suggs. Williams' shot is off.
Boy, he hasn't helped them much tonight, but they've gotten a lot of productivity from other players.
And that one's good, Wagner.
Wagner likes to work his way to the painted area as much as possible. Look how comfortable he is finishing around the rim.
Pass to Thomas.
Oh, what a dunk! Look out below! Oh, my goodness. How special a finish was that? Go ahead, Cam Thomas.
Driving inside.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Here's Traore to the middle. Now, here's Suggs. Wagner left side. Pass to Bitadze. Here's De Silva. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Here's Traore. Pass to Wilson. From past the arc. De Silva with the rebound. The Magic have gone 4-7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And Kevin, lots of standing around and watching by the defense that time.
And he makes them pay, doesn't he, Greg, out with that emphatic slam.
You know, but at this level, almost any guy can throw it down on you if you leave him wide open.
Now, here's Suggs. Guarded closely. Bitadze finds Black. And that one is stuffed right through.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
A minute 42 left to play here in the fourth. Here's Thomas. And yes, it's good.
Cam Thomas is not one to be afraid to take heavily contested shots, and he's had the ability to make them.
Wagner passes to Black. Here's De Silva. Suggs in the corner.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Nets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And so they're able to even up the season series at a game apiece with one left to play, exacting a little revenge and really saving face. They did not want to go down 2-0.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Michael Porter.
This is the very definition of being in a zone. Everything the defense tried against him, he had an answer for it.
The Nets working the ball around now. To the paint. Traore. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Wolf grabs the miss. Here's Traore. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a
is the starting lineup for Oklahoma City. Starting at shooting guard, 6 feet 4 inches, number 5,
Well, on the court